Hey, welcome back to Take Breaks and Hot Takes. I'm Zach.
I'm Rich.
He looks. You don't want to see his mustache right now because it's absolutely horrible.
It's a goatee. I look.
That is not a goatee.
Yeah, I got a little chin.
You look like you went down to the border, jumped over twice, and came back like a twice baked potato.
In case you're wondering what the background is, this is a little different format. We've come to the point that lots of content creators come to where we didn't have enough time this week to really figure anything out.
Yeah. That might be on our next episode that we record today.
So instead we decided to kick back, crack open a few, and what are we doing?
Well, I'm going to ask you the subreddit of AskMen
on
Reddit. So that's going to be fun because I can only imagine some of the responses you have.
I would assume that this is a forum where non-men ask, hopefully men, things about men.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I'm just going to go right down the order. Some of these. Has your best friend ever seen you naked, and if so, why?
You know, no, I can't think of any reason once you get out of school where your best friend.
I never even seen anyone naked in school. The only time I did that was whenever people were. It was like wrestling practice, and that was it.
Well, exactly, and I didn't do any of that either.
And people still hid their dongs.
Yeah, I was gonna say you try to. It's funny because sometimes after I'm at the gym. I get changed before I go to work. I'll be sitting there changing, and another dude will come in, and it's towards the end of the night, and it's always the same thing. You make sure you never make eye contact. You take your pants off as quickly as possible and put the next pair on, and then you awkwardly just like as you're putting your shoes on, you make sure your field of vision is just the shoe because you don't want to.
I thought it didn't matter as long as you didn't make eye contact.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It's like the unwritten rule of the urinal. You go in odd numbers. You look at the wall, you don't make contact, and the only time it's appropriate to make a conversation is at a sporting event.
Or if you have to take the urinal next to the guy, just being like, sorry, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Then you just stop.
Alright, I gotta say is my best friend never seen me naked. Boxes as close as I ever got. Mainly because, it's fucking 2 o'clock in the morning and you're doing illegal shit anyways.
Yeah.
No, I don't understand it. I've heard people being jerking off with their best friends before.
Yeah.
But why?
No. Well, here's my thing. Just like regular porn, I don't want to see another penis unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah, exactly.
And no offense to our viewers who are pro-peen wherever they go. I understand it. It's a lifestyle decision. I personally, it's just not something I get.
Yeah.
But, hey.
Yeah. I don't understand it. All right. Here's another one. You ready for this one? It's Friday night, and you're single, but you don't give a fuck about going to bars or dating apps. What's left?
Is this even I feel like this isn't even a gendered question. Well, let's just go down some of the list of our hobbies.
Friday Night Magic, baby.
Exactly. I print off miniatures, and I paint them, so that would be something,
work on your grind.
Yeah, exactly. Balance your budget.
Yeah. There's so much more you can do other than going to bars and dating. And
this really seems like this is interleaved with the one thing where supposedly men think about sex every 5 seconds or whatever it is.
That's all men want to do.
Yeah.
No, we have so much more bullshit we got to put up with. My Friday night anymore is going to consist of doing repairs to the house. I got to get my yard mowed. I got a garden to attend to. I don't get no time to go to no fucking bar.
Oh, here's another one. Just
the only bars I got is the bars I'm laying down.
Set it on the toilet and just scroll on your phone for 30 minutes because you can.
That is the greatest thing.
It's 100%.
Until your leg gets numb.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you walk with a hobble after that for another 45 minutes.
I hope these get better because, we're...
All right. I don't know how you're going to feel about this one, but here we go. In general, how do men feel when their partner is very affectionate and cuddly towards them? Provides a lot of kissing and hugs.
This is a good one, actually, because I think this will tell you kind of 2 things about yourself. How comfortable you really are with this person, and if you have any issues you might want to deal with. Because I know, for me and most of my life, it's made me very uncomfortable. Intimacy is one of those things anyway that's kind of uncomfortable, but it's a weird one.
It is a little bit, but I think that's where a lot of people, especially as men, they don't understand the one big word a lot of people don't really get it anymore is aftercare. And even if you're not into doing like the aftercare bullshit, it's definitely something that you should do, even if it doesn't take long. It's just a few minutes.
Oh yeah.
And they're gonna love you even more and care about you. And like, oh, look how great he is. He stayed in bed after me after making my eyes roll back in my head and I had a seizure.
Yeah. He said like, okay, you can leave now. Start smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm just gonna roll over, crack his beer, and
rolls back over. You're still here?
Yeah. What are you doing? That is not the kind of man you want to be with.
No. And here's the thing: if you can't receive love, you really can't give love. Because I found this with myself. If you aren't comfortable receiving affection, then you're probably not good at giving it. Because there's something in your head, either you don't think you're good enough for it or whatever. And that's definitely something, if you feel, try to see why. Explore that, look into that.
Yeah, exactly.
That was kind of a legitimate
The only time it's
one.
like as acceptable is if you paid a professional.
Yeah.
That's really about it. Hey, have a good day.
That's exactly. We both knew what this was.
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of like that one. I
tell you what was really weird. I had one time, I visited a professional, and like next day I saw her in the store.
Oh, yeah.
It's so fucking weird. Because you're going, I know you. I know I can't speak to you. I'm just going to walk by you. If we make eye contact, I'll wave, and that is all that is done. Hey, what are you doing at 6 o'clock? You want to go for dinner?
No, that's not. You went through the proper channels, you did the thing, you supported your local business, and you didn't make it weird.
I find this one a little bit odd. This person says, I recently read that wearing glasses is not manly. What are some outrageous things you heard are not manly?
Okay, I love this one because I watched an entire thing with this gal where she did masculine hot takes, and my favorite one was this, because I have long hair to preference this, that men who have long hair are effeminate, because if I bend you over and you look like a woman from the back, that's gay. And I agree with the woman because it was hilarious. This girl, she said there, she's like, she's like, I think you bending over other men's the gay part here.
Well, here's the thing: is if they do really a lot of squats, and then you got something. At that point, that's advertising.
Oh, another great one I saw was that men who express emotions are gay because emotions are a female trait.
That's such bullshit.
Yeah.
What are we, fucking robots? Has the AI taken us over?
Well, what I love about people, because this was a woman that said that, I'm sitting there going, so wait a second, you don't want a man who is so repressed he beats you, which 100% I get, but you also don't want a man who talks about his feelings in a healthy way, because that's gay, bro.
Oh my Christ.
No, there's some real hot takes in this
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, that's just fucking wild.
But I love that with glasses. Yeah, how dare you want to see?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It doesn't make it manly because I'm more kind of turned off on the idea I want to fight because I don't want to snap them in half and end up with my glasses inside my eyeball.
Oh god!
Here, I'll give you a little short story about that. Not even the fighting part. When I was a kid, I was wearing. Of course I wore glasses because I got LASIK now. But during baseball, my dad gave me the best advice in the world. I was in the outfield. He's like, just keep your eye on the ball. It'll go right into your mitt, right? That's a fucking lie. Straight up fucking lie. Here's why. I kept my eye on the ball all right. It smacked me right in my right eye. My lens flipped out of my glasses, came up on my eyebrow, and cut me all the way down.
Oh yeah.
I think I got like 20-some stitches out of that.
Oh well.
And mind you, I was like 9 years old, so I'm on the ground, just crying away like a little bitch. And that's, I think, one of the few times like, hey, it's okay to cry.
Yes.
It's pretty traumatic.
If you've almost been maimed, you get a pass.
Yeah. I don't know, walk it off.
Yeah. Start doing Forrest Gump. Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs.
Okay. All right, this one, you might like this one, because I think this would be a little bit interesting. What is something you were hesitant to try, but once you tried it, the quality of your life improved? That's actually a legitimate, deep-sounding question.
Yeah, I got to think of something.
Because doing whatever's in the unknown.
Yeah, that's
for better or worse, something you've never done before, and it really, I think, because it makes you push yourself.
That's true. Or do something that you're not comfortable doing. You're right on that, because Worst case scenario, you can 100% say, yep, not for me.
Exactly.
And you can honestly say, if someone asks, well, have you thought about trying? Yeah, I did. Didn't like it.
Yep, tried it, been there.
Yep.
Not bending over twice.
We kept our socks on, that's fine.
Yeah, well, he also said no homo. Just like they did in Boondock Saints.
Right. And if you're in one of these ultra-conservative states right now, I know things are getting weird, but keep that one in your pocket. We're not gay. We're just, two dudes being dudes.
Yeah, exactly. or we want to make her pretend like she has the power. That's what it is.
Yeah, right. Oh.
All right, this one's a deep one. All right, you ready for this? How do I get past the regret and resentment that comes from realization of wasting my 20s?
Ooh, this is...
Someone's ahead of their time.
Yeah. Yeah, the best
because
thing...
I would say, motherfucker, you are already 40.
Yeah.
They're going to hit midlife crisis by 25.
I'm going to say this, especially if you're still in your 20s. It seems like you've wasted a lot of time and all that, but in the grand scheme of things, you really haven't.
It's a drop in the bucket. But if you feel like you're wasting time in your 20s, do something good with it, like get an extra job or find something you're passionate about and go after it.
Yeah.
And then you won't feel like you're wasting that much time. I mean, it seems like, I know it's a common sense, I don't know if it's a common sense answer, but it's sensical.
Yeah, but we have a society where we constantly push this narrative like it's normal for, what, you didn't graduate college when you were 14 years old? What are you doing with your life?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, I'm not a proponent of college because nowadays it's getting to the point with college too is a bachelor's degree doesn't mean shit.
Not just that, but
now it's a master's degree.
The wages are going down relative to the cost of college going up. I'm not anti-college, but I definitely say I'm anti... If you don't have a clear-cut idea, one, and two... How do I want to word this? I feel like you're better off trying to go out, live, get jobs.
Yeah,
and then
exactly. I think
what you want to do...
I think once you're done with high school, take a year, maybe 2 years. Don't go to college. Work, save up, find stuff you like and whatnot.
Try vocation.
Especially if you're able to do it. I know some people aren't, but and especially if you got a scholarship, you ride that scholarship out.
Oh yeah. Just don't go for like English or something like that.
Yeah, don't do something stupid.
STEM degrees, they're boring, but they still pay money.
Exactly, and then you can get a job pretty much with anything.
That's exactly it. You'd be surprised.
Or even business degrees. Just business degrees are very versatile.
Yes.
And those don't really age out because all the lessons stay pretty much the same.
Yep, it's just exploit your fellow man to the maximum level and you're good.
I mean, that's what Magic did. I mean, they came out and...
Oh, God.
I'm glad Rudy came out and said that. I was so...
I'm just so... and to the small subset of our viewers that don't play Magic, it's becoming a capitalist hellscape.
Oh, God, yeah, it is.
Not free market capitalism, these are.
And the one guy I like to watch is his name is on YouTube's Alpha Investments, and he has a lot of friends, especially some of the board members he's friends with, and that's what one of the board members told him is like, we just wanted to see how far we could push it. The entire Magic 30 was an experiment. That's all it was. $1,000 for a pack. Okay, people ain't gonna pay $1,000 for a pack.
No, a pack of non-legal cards.
Yeah.
That's
it was alpha and beta, but that's because they wanted to see if they could get around the revised rule that they said we'll never print these ever fucking again.
Right. Yeah, just skirt that. Oh God. Yeah. All right, let's.
All right. Speaking of, we'll just build on it. What is your hobby that you think others may find surprising?
That's a good question. Hobbies.
Because marrying your five friends don't count because everyone does it.
I was gonna say, I mean. If you don't know me, maybe rock climbing, but I feel like that's going to be pretty, like a basic bitch hobby.
Honestly, I never would have known that you were a rock climber. Because I've always fed into more of the nerd stuff of, like, your standard video games, but Magic for me was, like, the big thing, and my biggest other thing I really enjoy was ping pong.
Ping pong?
I will destroy... I skipped at least half my classes when I was in college.
It's funny you say ping pong because I kid you not, I'm on a Discord with my other friends that we play like Diablo and things like that, and this one dude has gotten so into ping pong that his company's trying to relocate him, and his biggest thing was, let me look to see if there's a ping pong hall near there because he's going to tournaments. He's treating this like his
I wish I could do that.
main hobby. And I've tried to keep it open mind, but in my head, I saw Balls of Fury when I was 10 years old. And every
so
time
great.
I just see Christopher Walken, we're going to play ping pong, or as the Chinese call it, ping pong. And then when they have the fucking guy, they're ping ponging to the death off everything. Oh god, yeah, that's to me. That's what
I loved it so much. Like I even did a 5-finger discount when I was in college. Got this Olympic paddle. Oh, it was like an $80 paddle.
I thought you were about to say you stole an entire Olympic-sized ping pong table. Is really what I thought you were about to say.
No, I'm not that talented.
How'd you get it out the store? That's just
little side story on that. I was reading this one article about this dude literally stole 20 TVs from Walmart. He went to the customer service with a TV in his cart with a receipt. Or no, he didn't have a receipt. I'm sorry. He did not have a receipt. And started screaming, yelling, just straight up just fucking freaking out. So, security's trying to escort you out. Well, they escorted him out with the TV.
Oh, that's smart.
Because he came to return the TV,
right,
but I don't have a receipt.
Oh, we're sorry, sir. We can't. What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Get the fuck out of my store. Okay, no, all right, I get it. So not only he left the store with the TV, he was escorted. I'm sure he probably asked security, can you help me get this back in my car?
That's great.
God, I fucking love it. All right.
Anybody that screw over Walmart, I'm happy with.
Oh, God. All right, you ready for this one? This one is not safe for work.
Oh, good.
Do men care about how a woman's vulva looks like?
No.
I think it depends.
Well,
hear me out.
All right.
So some people are have genetic disorders where they get these little root things, like you would get like those things in your spine. I've talked to you about it before.
Oh, like the ingrown hairs or the
It's
abscesses?
not ingrown hair, but they actually have to be surgically removed.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, so that might be a little. If you've never seen one before, or you're just used to seeing freaking vulvas in general, a person who's perfectly healthy and that, and then you see those scars, you're going, what the fuck happened? Because you don't have no kids or none of that. You don't know. I don't think you know what to expect.
Yeah, but I'd say that's one of those things that if you really love the person, it's probably not going to matter. Hygiene's hugely important for everybody.
That's 100%.
Keep that shit clean. Yeah, exactly. But barring hygiene being an issue, I really don't think most men, I don't think, would have a problem with it.
I typically don't.
No, but hygiene is huge.
As long as you, personally,
wash your balls too, guys. Please
take care of your shit. Either way you sway, take care of your shit. It just don't. All right, you're gonna love this. I'm gonna do it a little bit out of order, but this one. What are some unspoken male social rules? I'm gonna say the head nod.
The head, 100%. If we make eye contact, it's just a head. Yep.
Well, it depends. Because if you point down, it's like a respect. If you point up, hey, I know you. What's up?
Yeah. Never take the urinal next to a man if the urinal after it is open. If there's 3 urinals and one guy's on the right, you take the leftmost urinal.
You always go by odd numbers, and then if there's no other spaces, then you fill in the space.
Yep. And then you keep your eyes straight ahead like a sociopath. Try not to grunt too much. Finish and leave as quickly as possible.
Unless you're at a sporting event or some other event that will give you something to talk about. Because it's, you're at a sporting event. Oh, those fucking Steelers. Can't believe he missed that block. Yeah, those piece of shit overpaid athletes. That's the only time it's acceptable. Because we're already all fucking drunk anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, what are this other... Because it's so... There is that unwritten rules that we all follow. And I don't know if it's genetic or we just know.
I don't know either.
Because I remember my one buddy, he told me he had to teach. He was teaching his kid not to drop his drawers when he goes to the bathroom.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he's probably I think I don't know, what do you think, 5, 6, somewhere in that range.
I will say
it's around that range, but it was funny. He goes, he's gonna put a finger in your butt. I tell you what, that kid has never dropped his drawers again.
I went 0 to 60. He went from just being like, how do I get this child never drop? You know what? Sexual assault. That seems like...
He just went over... He just went over there, went right by his ear and whispered to him, "You know that guy's gonna put his finger in your butt."
Oh my god!
Well, that kid, he said he never saw him pull up his drawers ever so fast ever. He's never dropped them ever since.
Oh my god!
Like, I had to teach him how to pee like a man. My response was like, "Are you sure you didn't scar him at the same time?"
Yeah, no. Oh my! You got the desired result, but you wonder like.
And people think we are emotionally manipulative.
Oh yeah, no. I'm just saying, the first time he gets an adventurous girlfriend, she's doing a little reach around, and he's like, "Oh no, you don't!" Flying knee to the
You
face.
didn't see some fucking Bugs Bunny shit in there and get whole
My daddy warned me about you.
Oh, it's true, but I'm a woman. I'm not allowed to. Problem solved. There's no more trauma.
Oh god, yeah. That's another thing, just as a general side note for everybody. Don't surprise people in the bedroom. That is not the place to do that.
No, you need to talk about that shit.
That's a conversation that you have way before you want to try anything too adventurous.
Exactly.
It's like, what's your comfort level with butt stuff?
All right, on a first date, what would you say? Now, this is just me asking. What would you say would be an appropriate question? Between, I say from dates from 1 through 3, but let's just say it's just the first date, you don't know where it's going yet. When it comes down to sexual things.
That's a good question, actually. I feel like if it's going well and you feel easy to talk to the person, because, judge their comfort level, see how prudish they are, whatever, if you even want to continue, but...
So I shouldn't start off, do you like butt stuff?
I don't say that you can't. I think if you both...
I don't think that's how you get a second date.
No, probably not for most people, I will agree, but, that's a good question, actually, because I'm one of these people, I feel like by the third date, you should be having actual conversations, because it's probably 3 weeks in, or at least 2 weeks in.
Yeah, exactly.
Where I would definitely say boundaries, communication, things like that are important.
I think boundaries are probably definitely a first date kind of deal.
Yes,
like,
I do too.
I mean, I know. I remember when I went out with Tabs for the first date, and it was a great conversation. Like, we shut down the place. We shut down Applebee's. We were there like 3-4 hours somehow. But the conversation's going good. It was great. But yeah. Well, I don't think we actually talked about boundaries. We talked a lot of it was more of what we were into and whatnot, and the whole sex thing never even came up.
No, but I think it is important to actually have real conversations on the first date beyond just, hey, this is me, this is that, because whenever you're getting to know somebody and stuff, you don't have to get real into it, but like comfort levels, communication types, things like that. Like for me, I am really bad about texting back. I tell people this now so that they don't get upset, because whenever I was a teenager, there was a couple of girls that it was going really well. We were talking, and I didn't text back for a week, and then when I went to text them back on a Friday, because that was the first time that I could do anything, nothing.
Well, that's just, yeah, you ghosted them.
I
inadvertently ghosted them.
Exactly, yeah. In my mind, I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to call this gal, Friday, go out. There's no reason to, So stuff like that, I think, would be good.
Yeah, I think the first day is definitely like just getting a feel for it, but also definitely for being like, at least putting out the major ones, like these are the things I will not accept.
No, I think that's good, because here's the thing, especially anymore, time is valuable, and if it's never going to work out, you might as well determine that early enough that you're not attached or anything else, and you realize, you seem like a cool person, I don't think this is going to work this way.
Yeah. Now, the other thing that gets me is since I've been listening to this one guy I really like, Strong Successful Male. That's his YouTube channel, but he doesn't do dinner or anything like that. He goes by the one drink rule, which is you can invite him out for a drink, whether it be a coffee, a beer, or whatnot, and basically you go there, you get your one drink, pay your tab off, so she has to pay for herself, which is understandable. I can get that. There's a lot of people still are underneath that belief that, they gotta pay for the woman for the first date, and granted I did it with Taz, but I don't think you should pay for the woman on the first date, because you're still finding out about one another, and women take advantage of that too, because they're gonna go, it's a food date, they're gonna buy me dinner, they're gonna buy me drinks, they're gonna spend $50, $60, maybe $100.
Yeah, and I'd say for
and
women,
I'll ghost them the next day.
It would be better for you to pay for your own, because also some men fully expect on the first date that if I'm paying for everything, you're supposed to sleep with me.
It's almost, but at the same time though, it's almost not. I think it's a shitty thing to think, but also as men we were raised to, oh, we need to pay for a woman on the first date, and now it went from that to, oh, if I'm paying for you, we're having sex.
Yeah,
because that's the equivalent exchange.
Yeah, and it's just not honestly, a good dynamic.
I support the idea a strong successful male has about it, about the one drink rule. Okay, if everything's going good, have a second drink or a third drink. Still have them pay for themselves, but you do find out about that person a lot quicker, I think, and get through a lot of the bullshit. Because a person can bullshit so easily.
Oh yeah, another thing with first dates, and I remember I read this when I was a teen, and this has worked for me on the few that I have been on. Pick an activity, preferably somewhere public, so she feels comfortable, because I know that's the thing with a lot of women, is you don't want to be like, hey, do you want to go walk this nature trail with me for the first date, where I might possibly... Exactly.
No, no, you're going to rape them.
Exactly. Pick a public venue and an event where you both can participate, like an arcade or something like that, where there's lots of people. And that way, too, if you're both a little more introverted or a little more awkward, it gives you something to talk about at least because you're playing these games or whatever you're doing, or like going to a gym, doing something different, maybe taking like a yoga class together or something like that. So you're getting to learn about each other in a very low-stakes environment. And if nothing else, both of you got to try something new if it doesn't work out.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here, I'm going to jump to another one. Some of these are actually really good. I'm really surprised. I thought these were some of these I thought were going to be really off the fucking wall.
Well, we've had a couple of them.
All right, this one right here. How normal is it for a woman to ask out a man?
This is something...
It's something newer, I think, because one person I went out with a date before, she not only asked him out, but she asked him to marry her.
My grandmother asked my grandfather to marry her because they had been dating for a while, and it was funny because they got set up. And my grandpa was a lot like me. We're kind of introverted guys anyway. And so it was a blind date, and they were going well. After 6 months, because my grandmother, she's ready to start settling down, she basically just asked him, hey, Dave, are we going to get married or what? Because if you're not wanting to if you're not ready to settle down, I need to find someone who is, because that's where I'm at in my life. And he literally
that's excellent communication.
Yeah, exactly. And he literally goes, no, it's been going well. I think this will work. They were at Justice Peace that next weekend. They were together till she died of cancer 25 years later.
You know what Kira points to dinner is that, I don't know, I've always heard about the old school relationships like that just somehow worked out. Even though, I mean, granted, there was a lot of times that people were tooth and nail fighting. But, I mean,
well, it's been
at least for the 10%, it worked out.
It's funny because, me personally, I don't mind if a woman asks me out because, especially nowadays, and
at least you know
so,
they're interested in you.
That's exactly it. You don't want to be the aggressive one and anything. It's weird because we still have a lot of these old, really ingrained gender stereotypes, but at the same time, as a society, we're trying to get very progressive. We're sitting there going, "Oh, you don't need to adhere to these things," but then people are weird if they don't. And
see, and I think that's a big difference between the millennials. I think is going to be more of a common thing, just because I don't think they're more open-minded. I just think it's just more commonplace. And I don't think it has to do with anything being open-minded.
Well, I know a lot of the younger Gen Z guys are actually scared to ask out girls. Because I have
that's because we've been prosecuted for that shit.
Well, yeah, and it's really sad because...
Can you imagine a guy who's 18 in high school literally can't talk to none of those people?
No, and that's like, I have one buddy, he's 21 now, and that was the thing. He's been on a couple of dates, and both of those dates that he's on, the girl asked him, and they knew each other, simply because he's not really comfortable. He's also really introverted, and he's kind of shy, but too, it's just the environment right now, and rightfully so. I mean, the problem is, in media right now, all these horrendous monsters are being brought to the forefront, and now, and I get it, every woman, whenever you even breathe near somebody, trying to rape me? What's going on, buddy?
Yeah. Oh, my favorite. I was watching something on YouTube. Is the people the gym girls?
Oh yeah.
Going off on the people.
I know that one.
Oh my gosh! Like bros, yo, you need a spot.
Yeah,
They're not there to fucking check you out. I mean, you might look good, but
most women, if this dude is like bodybuilder big, he's not interested. He was just trying to be nice because you're using his squat rack. And he wants you out of there.
Fuck out. Yeah.
So he's just like,
I don't even work out, and I know the cues.
Now, I mean, I know there's creeps everywhere, 100%, and we're not trying to invalidate that. But a lot of dudes at the gym, especially if they're swole, that is their mission. They go there not to meet women, not to do anything else, but I'm going to throw plates onto this bar and just keep pumping it until I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a big misconception, regardless of what you're doing.
Yes.
Is that idea of everyone's a fucking creep. And like, yeah, maybe to some extent, but not nothing insane always. It's just a lot of times as a man, I was like, I might be looking at you. I am in fucking in outer space somewhere going, I wonder if I took fucking A, B, and C, made it connected to fucking X, Y, and Z, and go, would that work? Or maybe I can take over a whole country. I mean, he might be a sociopath, but I mean, it's a thought that comes in.
Oh yeah, no, and
and like, we're not looking at you. You're not even there.
No, because
we are so deep in thought. Our thoughts won't even make sense.
No, prime example. When I go to the gym before I go rock climbing, I had a tendon injury, so I do this rehab exercises where I curl this weight and I do it on both arms, and I always sit on a bench and I just look straight ahead. And sometimes there's people in front of me, sometimes they're not. The only thing I'm thinking of when I'm curling this weight is I hope this tendon doesn't snap again because this hurts like a mother. All right, what's our next one?
Okay, boys, do you drink alcohol? Why or why not? I figured that was appropriate since we are.
This is a good one.
Consuming our beverages.
This is another kind of behavior that's normalized for men. Is a lot of people feel more comfortable with men being just drunks than men going to get help for what causes them to drink.
Yeah, exactly. I myself did that to myself. I honestly, I wish I knew you beforehand, because I wouldn't have been drinking it at least as much, or at least with the path you are on now.
No, and full disclosure to everybody listening to this, I was an alcoholic for 4-ish years. Yeah,
something like that.
Pretty heavy. And if you're to that point, there's something else going on, and I would strongly encourage anybody, if you're not comfortable enough to talk to someone else, just start thinking about it. Don't dwell on it.
Here's the thing, is you don't need to go to AA programs.
No.
A lot of AA programs talk about sobriety, and it's not always about sobriety. There's other programs out there. I forget what they're called.
What I don't like about AA is they act like your alcohol addiction is your entire identity, and that you can't ever get to a point where you can have a couple of beers in a setting and be fine.
Now, there are other places out there, like I said, I can't remember them. It's like, okay, you know what? You might be an alcoholic, but you can moderate. You don't need to quit.
No.
If you're that kind of person that you're able to quit and cut, or just cut back, then do that. Like, I was a functioning alcoholic. I mean, I was working one job and pimping in the at night, and by the time I rolled back into work, I either was half kicked in the ass and then taking shots while I'm at work, and by the time I got home, I had another 6-pack waiting for me.
Didn't you have a bottle of Jameson in your desk, wasn't it?
No, I had it in my car, and I would take a break every other hour.
Right. I got to go smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, exactly. That was my cigarette break, was at least two shots. Just to deal with people, and I was going through that whole divorce at that time.
No, but this is something in our society that you can drink, but you can't be honest with your problems with people. Otherwise,
yeah, because I've gotten to the point where I drink here and there now. It's more of a social thing now.
That's me. I have literally in the last 3 years had maybe a 12-pack over the entirety of the 3 years.
I might have you beat, but yeah, pretty much. I mean, I enjoy beer now. I'm not just looking for a cheap way to get drunk. It's something to sit back and enjoy.
How I knew I was better. I don't drink another beer until the buzz from the first one has stopped, because I don't want to keep going down.
Well, see, here's the thing. I've made a mistake. Like today, I made a mistake. We're on our second one. I haven't eaten yet. So I'm already buzzed. I'm only a beer and a half in. So I'm already buzzed. I might try to squeak out a third one if I can, but
I'm feeling pretty good. I've had.
I feel fucking wonderful, and that's the thing about drinking is, it's not to get wasted. It's drink to enjoy yourself. But again, I'm in my 30s.
Yeah. Well,
in your early 20s, you're like, fuck this. You think you're gonna set the world on fire?
Yeah.
I mean, Nickelback still thinks they can, but
oh,
that's just Nickelback.
Well, I love Chad Kroeger. We're going off of time, but this is a light episode. But this man literally had a song about getting fucked up that he sang every night at the stadium and had people shots delivered to the audience.
This afternoon, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
I was that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was great. That was a great show, too.
I actually unironically like the Dark Horse album from Nickelback.
You know what? I think that's honestly one of their best albums they came out with, because it was a hard hit after hard hit.
No, it worked. They wanted to make a pop rock album. It hit. All right, what's our next one?
Let's see here. Okay, you're gonna like this one. How often do you look back to your poop before you flush?
Oh, no.
Never.
No, I'm one of these people, too. After I close the lid and then flush it. I don't... Yeah, that's...
Like, depends on how bad it is. I'm flushing while I'm doing.
Yeah, that's... No.
It's called a courtesy flush for a reason.
Yeah. No, that's... You do you.
You know what? I love it. This is one thing I do like about public bathrooms. Is if you hear someone courtesy flushing, I have to try and resist the temptation to make it awkward as possible. That bad, bro. That bad. The worst part is when I did that once by fucking around because I was just in a mood. He's like, yeah, man, you're gonna be getting yours next. He's like, you might want to start now. He's like, you had that Burger King, didn't you? I'm like, yeah. Oh shit. So yeah, me too.
Oh, just bros being bros.
But generally, it's unacceptable to talk when you're stall to stall. The only time it's acceptable to talk
if there's no toilet paper in your stall.
Exactly. No toilet paper. I had to do that one time.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, bro, man, is there any over there? I'm empty. He's like, yeah, man, yeah. And then you gotta do that awkward fucking...
you see the disembodied hand come out from under the stall. Yeah.
Oh, God, it's horrible.
It's happened to me once, too, and yeah. I mean, thank God there was someone else. Oh, boy.
Wow, I'm really surprised some of these are actually not too bad. This is weird. What are some things you could find with a metal detector on busy beaches? What does that have to do with AskMen?
Is
that like a man
that
thing?
That needs to be in the metal detecting section.
Yeah, that's just weird. What the hell?
I don't know, because I guess I'm not a man. I've never went metal detecting on the beach to be able to tell you what.
Oh, yeah. I never done a metal detecting thing.
No, what's weird is there's another thing called magnet fishing, where people take a large...
I find that being pretty cool, but still...
Well, what gets me is the fact that most of the time they find guns that are murder weapons, and now you gotta call the police. And
then they're the ones in trouble for doing it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying
saw them get arrested, but I'm like, he's helping your ass out.
Yeah.
It's not my fault you said you went through the river.
Yeah.
Quote unquote. Oh, yeah, we stay in the river. No, apparently you fucked up.
Yeah, no.
Oh, we're going to arrest these kids now. Because they showed it we did something wrong. That's the other thing. Oh, God. All right. Here's one. This one's a little deeper. What is the difference between holding a grudge and simply being aware of how someone behaves?
I would say how personal you feel it is. Because, like, there's objectively shitty people that you don't directly interact with, or they don't impact you, that, like, your friend could be like, man, fuck that guy, he did this or that, and you sit there objectively, you go, yeah, that's pretty shitty, but it doesn't affect you, and you're like, yeah, it sucks for you, man, and if you need help, I'm here for you.
I tell you what, the one I noticed is I was holding a grudge for a long time, is whenever I started dating again after I got divorced, and everyone I dated for a long time, for at least a year, they would do something like my ex would do. Like, I would think, oh, that's automatically a red flag. Fuck that person.
Yeah, because you're emotionally invested in this. Yep. You've suffered because of this.
Yeah, and that should have been a sign to me. I should not have been in a dating scene at that time until I dealt with that crap.
Well, no, and there's certain things for me that I guess they call them trauma points that I can tell, because most of the time I try to be nice, I can fine, but if you hit me a certain way, it registers very viscerally, and I'm like, oh no. Now I'm back in the trenches. And it's not good.
All right. Since
We
I
got
got
time
one.
for a couple more.
Yeah. Let's see here. All right, this one's pretty cool. What can a 20-year-old do now that will help later in life?
Ooh, financial literacy.
I was going to be right there. My thing was going to be with the 401k.
Yeah, seriously, it doesn't take that long to get up on finances and things. It's a pretty simple system.
Honestly, I don't know why they don't teach it in high school.
I don't either, because I'm going to be honest. And I'm studying higher level math and things, the calculus and things like that. I need it for what interests me, but I'd much rather, instead of people pushing like AP calculus in high school, have a basic finance class. Because so many people don't know how credit works either.
Oh god, yeah. And I tell you what, the other thing that really got me too, like our high school had it was a extra thing you could have done. It was like a financial literacy thing. You know what the only thing they taught everyone how to do? Write checks.
Oh, yeah, balance a checkbook. Ugh.
No, it wasn't even balance a check. Write a check.
Oh, just write a check.
Write a check.
Oh,
that was
God.
a whole semester.
I always have to stop myself from endorsing my own check because I'll write the whole thing out, see that, sign your name here, and then realize. Full disclosure, I'm a tail end millennial.
No,
so.
mind you, I rarely use checks. So
That's exactly.
I've used, I think, 2 checks in the last 5 years.
Ever since I paid off my sidewalk, that they would only accept checks, I haven't wrote one in months. If you put a gun to my head right now and ask me to write one out, I hope to God I get it right.
It's like I had an electrician come and he takes cash or check, and I did the thing. So I'll just pay you with a check. Somehow I had to run to the bank, get a check. Then I looked at it, I was like, I filled it out like I thought you were supposed to. I was like, and I had to double check with him. I was like, did I fill this out right? Because I haven't filled out a check in 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. It's
And everything's so automated.
Because my bank doesn't allow e-checks, where you can just electronically register a check and then send it out. Because I've had this one thing that I had to wire them money because they didn't do e-checks. But we got one more.
Yeah, one more. Let's see. I want to find a fun one here. God, there's actually. All right. Here's one. This might drive you up a wall. If men were less horny, what would happen?
Okay, this one annoys me because they make the assumption, one, that all of us are so horny it interferes with our life.
We're a fucking rabbit and a sheep.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you right now, I think this is another thing in our society. Sex drives vary by person.
Yeah, like I know for me, I got a high sex drive. I know for you though, you're more on the low end. Like another friend of mine, I don't think he's gotten laid in like 3-4 years.
Same
and
boat.
he's like, and then he tells me I don't give a fuck less.
Yeah, well, for me, I'm one of these people, and you can call me a bitch in this, but for me to really feel comfortable sleeping with someone, there has to be the emotional attachment and the emotional intimacy there. And that's just because of, in my life, the things that happened to me. I need to feel comfortable, because it
you're telling me not to get you a woman of the night. See, I tried that with my other friend too. He's like, do not fucking send her here. I was like,
but look, as long as we keep our socks on and we don't make eye contact, then it's just being with the bros, obviously, so it's fine.
But dude, everyone needs a dick sucked once in a while.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I don't like questions like this because it insinuates something.
Assumes
Yeah,
so
because
much.
even you with the high sex drive, I can tell you right now, because we talk like 8 hours in a week, and if it's to be believed that you think of sex every 15 seconds, all the conversations we have about the next Magic release or your trailer's brake systems or whatever, every other word should be titties.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're talking about stocks, we're talking about trades, what's going up, what's going down,
chemistry. I'm sitting here being
chemistry,
like, all right,
you're
let's
teaching me
Walter White
math.
this. Yeah.
It's just insane because there's
another
more to men than us just wanting sex.
No, and I don't like this stereotype too because it adds legitimacy when you have actual sexual predators like Weinstein and people like this that are habitual offenders. People act like, oh, well, men are also horny anyway, that how bad is he really? When the average man, I really don't think, is that horny.
No, because a lot of the things too is we got responsibilities we got to take care of, which most of us take very seriously. Like, I'll use this weekend for example, because with us not only recording, I was expecting to get my laundry and dryer in. I still had a yard to cut, which thankfully my dad did, since I've been on the road all week. I still got an oil change to do. I still have fucking another 15, 16 things I gotta do, and sex is just goes further and further down the list because I have other things that I need to be productive about, and that's what people don't understand is that we as men are more concerned with being productive than about trying to get laid.
Well, and another thing I think that really gets underplayed is the fact that men, if they're emotionally healthy, you love the people in your life so much that you want to be able to do things for them. Because I know as a man, my first instinct is if someone I care about has a problem, how can I help with this problem? I think that's kind of what our brains always go to. Like, women are very emotionally supportive.
I think we're just problem solvers, and we want the cut and dry of it.
Yeah, and now some men may be way better at being emotionally supportive. I certainly hope so, because that's a weakness that I try to work on, is being more open. I'm sure some women aren't great at being emotionally supportive. Everybody is different. But by and large, I think the amount of emotional attachment and love that men feel towards people they care about is vastly underplayed in society.
Oh yeah, most definitely, because everyone thinks that men are just are horny fucks that want to fuck all the time. Yeah, I mean, granted, I mentioned in one of our episodes that I don't think my brain passed the age of 14 or 13 or whatever it was. And yeah, I'm still a horny fuck, but I got priorities. I'm an adult. I gotta take care of my shit.
Well, what gets me is how bad America seems to be in that if you, as a man, enjoy being around your wife and kids, people think there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, whenever they're like, hey, Jim, you want to go to the bar? It's Friday. And you're like, nah, I just want to go home and, sit on the couch with my wife and my kids and watch a movie. What the fuck's wrong with you?
You're fucking pussy with it.
Exactly.
How dare you not be a man? Like, no, motherfucker, I am tired.
Yep.
I don't want to deal with shit. It's easier for me to sit on my ass, drink a beer, hang out with my wife, hang out with my kids.
Yep.
They might drive me up a wall, but you know what? Priorities change.
Yeah, well, and maybe if you weren't so horny, you wouldn't have those children.
Exactly. Speaking of priorities, wait till our next episode. I got an update for you.
Ooh, alrighty. And you know what? That's about time. I know this was a little different. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to it. I know this was even looser than our normal.
If you liked it, let us know. It's not hard to get hold of us. Reach out at zharr003 @gmail.com, and we'll take everything in consideration. Other than that, I gotta piss.
Yep. All right, y'all. Talk to you later.